Really talked about how to strap a child in this kind of, with that kind of.
Do I recall?
Yeah.
No.
You never recall the training, or you don't recall ever being trained?
It wasn't a training. They just when you first start, when you waiting on like your fingerprints and that last process, you do a ride along for a week or two, and that's pretty much.
So my point is, they don't come in and I'm just using this for example. They don't tell you put the child in, you put these two on here first, and you strap here over here.
It depends on the person that you're riding along with if they have you do that.
Oh, okay. But you don't recall that. You don't recall that you've ever been. I mean,
no. It's like when you do your ride along, it's another driver driving, and you go in there, and some depending on the driver, they might have you do it. I don't remember 2 years ago.
Okay.
You know
what I think investigator director was trying to get at is, when we are doing things, we have a policy procedures on how we do things, how we book somebody, how we handle somebody in a certain situation, how we put a pair of handcuffs on somebody.
Right. No, it wasn't that intense as what you guys.
Yeah. Is there a proper?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't a certain class or
okay.
a certification type training for this specific type.
Okay. Do they give you besides your? I guess you'd call it field training, where you're with someone and they're driving around and you're doing a ride along. That's kind of like your field training. This is how we do things.
I guess you would call it that. That would be correct.
Do they send you to any kind of other class, like
No.
Any kind of certification to deal with special needs children?
No, so.
How about, do they send you to CPR class or anything like that?
Yeah, you have to take that.
Okay, so they do send you to a CPR class?
Yes, that's required.
That is required?
That's a requirement.
Is that a requirement before you start driving?
Yes, that's a requirement for even to be a driver.
Okay.
That's one of the 4 things.
What is it to be a bus driver? What do you have to be? What do you have to have?
Your 4 pieces of paper?
Yeah. I know one's medical for your
Right.
your medical history.
Right, your medical.
You say you're driving for 2 years. You're driving here in Mobile?
Correct.
Has it always been this primarily special needs?
That I cover, or
Yeah.
Well, by me being a cover, it's the luck of the draw. Whoever call in on vacation, that's up to dispatch where they want you.
I guess what we're asking, and we're not blaming anybody here, we just want to know, does the bus barn or the Moreno Valley School District give you any kind of extra training to deal with special needs children?
No.
In your 2 years you've been driving, have they ever gave you that training?
Special training, no.
Why is it right now? No, we're all a creature of habit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you take the child at the door on the steps from the parent, and you obviously seat him in? Have you come up with your own kind of, we all come up with our own consistent way of doing things. When you strap a child in, is there one or the other that you strap on there first?
Well, it kind of depends on like how they sitting, or how, like with a girl, see how they hair is, and you try to see if they gonna move it first, or you try to kind of be real like less touchy as possible with them. So it depends, if they hair long, you kind of just, maybe if they gonna move their hair, then you can hurry up and put it in or something like that. So it's just really, it's kind of like a give and take.
So you might
Top
one
first,
day if they're
bottom.
moving around, you might put this one in. The next kid, you might just put this one in. You're just not accustomed hooking up.
Exactly, because some don't want to go at all. So you try to just kind of get them in and
the battle a little bit.
Exactly.
Now the straps, I was looking at the bus a little bit. They appear to be adjustable.
Correct.
Do you regularly adjust the part in the back?
Well, it depends if that's your regular route. You already got your set up for how your kids sit. So I'm not sure if that's how she.
That's a good question. Never thought about it. I know you're not. So let me refer to you talking about a regular bus driver.
Right.
Do they always put the kids
in the same spot?
In the same spot?
Correct, because some are more aggressive and less aggressive. Because it's one route that I did, he had to sit by himself because his aggressiveness.
And would that be something they would normally pass on to somebody like you who breaking them from?
Yes, actually, it was on the maps. He must sit by himself.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it is in there. If it's a special requests and whatnot.
Okay. So primarily do you normally then, so you don't know where both these kids are normally seated.
Exactly.
Do you normally find that you have to, since you don't know, adjust or readjust these seat belts for particular kids, or they all seem to just sit fine wherever you?
Most of them, I would say 95% of them just seem to sit fine.
So you don't have to go to that back and
Not too often,
not
not too often.
Most of these kids fit fairly well and whatever.
Right.
It looked like to me that, and I can't recall exactly, that some of these belts are a little bit longer or shorter.
Right.
Are they?
Yeah, because you remember you have the adjustment in the back. So that would have something to do with how tight the adjustment is on a tension or tension pulley, I guess, if you want to call it.
Okay. So there are longer and shorter straps that come off the chairs, it look like? Or?
You know what? If they all like one regulated size from the factory, I don't know. I just know you can. I never did that. I'm not sure, but I know you can adjust them to make them looser or tighter.
Okay. But you generally don't do that.
No, I don't.
And you didn't do it for
Not today.
You did it yesterday, but not today, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does the bus barn teach you how loose or how tight the adjustment should be?
I guess it's could I use common sense?
Yeah.
Or like if you see a kid like shrugged up, it's kind of he pulling up, or if he pop down, he fine. Because the center of gravity, gonna pull his butt, to the seat. Mm-hmm. Then a lot of times, if they moving or they trying to get to the kid next to him, being a little frisky, let me go tighten this guy up a little bit because he got he being too devilish.
Mm-hmm.
He moving around too much and that's not good. Let me isolate him a little more.
But the bus barn doesn't show you how to properly adjust the back of the straps for kids and stuff. They don't go through any kind of routine like that.
They did when we first started. We went up to Box Springs, and I remember Diane went with us, and we did that. We put a bunch of harness straps on up there.
Oh, okay. This was a couple years ago?
Yes.
Okay. So they did tell you, they kind of went through it, and this is how you should do it.
I remember we put them on. If the kids got on or not, I don't remember. That part I don't remember.
Okay. But they showed you the adjustment on the back and how to put it on the seat and how to adjust it. If for some reason one kid's small, one kid's big, you adjust it.
Right.
Okay.
Because if this right here would be on the back of the seat, that wouldn't.
Yeah. Now see this one here.
Mm-hmm.
These two, if you put the back buckle or the bottom buckle up, these two are a lot closer than these two here.
Right.
And I'm thinking this is probably for a bigger kid because they're closer. That means they've got longer. It's got a longer strap, right?
That's possible. I don't remember how big the kid is. I mean, he was a nice height. He was bigger than him, put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Do you remember what his name was?
He was the first one. Shoot. The first stop. Yeah, because you know what? I didn't pick him up yesterday. Ignacio Haas Road is something R-E-R-O. It's in that vicinity.
Like a Rojas?
Something in that vicinity.
Okay.
Off of Bogessa, on the south side of town, off the Cantador LaSalle area, right behind Vista del Lago.
Okay. Do you know how old the kid is?
I guess since he go to Rainbow, he maybe between 3 and 5, like the rest of them, more or less. But he's a nice size, so I say maybe 4. I give him 4 or 5, maybe.
Oh, 4 or 5.
Yeah, because he was bigger than Patrico.
Okay. I'm just, we're here just trying to figure out, and we're going to probably report back to the doc. This is what we found out. We're trying to figure out the cause of why he's in the hospital.
Right.
So, he's in the hospital, and he's stable. We don't know what the exact issue is with him right now. And the doctor's doing some of their army of tests.
Oh, he's alive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why?
That's good.
Someone told you different?
That's why I thought you guys calmed me down, because I did something wrong and I was,
No,
getting.
we're called you down so we can figure out what happened with this child.
Man, thanks. I ain't mine now. I mean, at least now I thought he was.
No, he's
serious?
He's on some fever.
Oh man,
stuff like that. But he's
man.
He's still alive, but they call him stable.
Right. Well, thanks. I'm young guys, and nobody told me that. They said.
Oh. No. So
and from my understanding, nobody was gonna know. So of course, I didn't heard 10 stories myself, and every story I didn't heard was a lot worse than. See, I'm thinking
he's not doing real good, and we're trying to figure out why.
Yes, I didn't. I mean, that's even good that he's still here with us right now. See, the stories I heard, he was.
Yeah, and that's why we're sitting here talking with you, because sometimes people tell us something different than what really happened. That's why we're showing you these pictures. Where exactly did he sit? Because we went in the bus and we examined the seat, and the harness. We got the harness that supposedly was on him, so we can report back to the doctor and say, hey, this is what we have, figure out what's wrong with this kid, kind of thing. So that's why we asked, any accidents in between, any fast stops?
No, trust me, they quick to report us or flip you a nice little finger message, or they let it be known. The drivers, they real kind of nasty. The school bus drivers, they are, believe it or not. And I always figured they could be your kid on there, and the way they drive, but you guys see it.
Oh yeah.
So
we see it every day.
Yeah.
All right. So we got no accidents in between. We got nothing even close to it.
Trust me, in this day and time, if I would have hit somebody, trust me, they would have been giving Larry H a call.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And we looked at the bus. Yeah, we examined the bus, make sure there's nothing damages there and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have any idea what happened with this child?
I haven't the faintest. That would be $1 million question.
Yeah, but so, you were there the last, so sometimes you may have some inclination, something that you thought, something.
And if I did, I thought after the fact, I thought maybe it just had something to do. He was sick, and maybe he was just a lot sicker on the inside, and it got brought to the the outside. I don't know. I don't know if a mucus you could clog on that or choke or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know. Being in this, I've never been in one. I don't know if that has anything to do with your breathing or your movement. They, a lot of things, like a lot of times, places you work for, they have you actually physically do it to see how I feel or how the look should be. So I don't know what kind of tension or pressure points they have on you.
Well, do you remember what he was wearing?
He had on a T-shirt, a white T-shirt, I think, and some green or beige pants, and I think maybe some tennis shoes. I'm not sure.
Okay, no jacket or anything?
No.
All right, that's fine.
He had a bib on.
A what?
A bib.
Oh, he had a bib on?
Yeah.
Oh, for his slobber and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think, when you put him in, did you have any idea that maybe this was pretty tight on him?
No, it wasn't. Because it looked nothing like yesterday.
You've got the extra here, but do you think?
Oh, I thought you meant the shoulder thing, or more this here. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't tight.
This was not tight at all.
You know why it wasn't tight? Because that's the first thing a parent will say: it's too tight, or to bring an extension. So for him to have been doing this, and we been in school 8 months, she would have been said something by now. Especially as your regular driver, y'all done found some kind of, mine. It's nothing to be like. Get a bigger harness or breathing extension. Because some, if it's tight, you can't zip all the way. You're not supposed to transport. And for this to have went up all the way on him, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so this harness itself was not tight on him at all?
Not at all.
Okay. When you clipped him in, did it feel like it tightened it all a little bit?
No more than usual. Not more than what it's supposed to do, just to hold him in place.
Okay.
But not to like choke them or cause like any bodily harm.
Did you use any of these?
We don't need to.
Okay.
Only if they real feisty.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, when the bus. Do you know who wrote this? This was stapled on here. When you dropped the bus off, did you do anything?
That was before my time.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is just my second day doing a route, so if this was stapled to the...
This was stapled to this harness. When you put this... When we picked it up, this was stapled to this
harness.
harness.
That's why. That was after the fact that I probably had been... They knew you guys was coming to put I guess the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Did you leave the scene where the bus was, or did you drive the bus back to the barn?
I stayed there. I didn't drive back.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't in a condition to drive back.
So someone took you from the scene.
Sam, I rode in a car with Sam, the supervisor.
Okay. All right, and then they brought somebody else out to drive the bus.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you didn't. That's why this was left on their child's backpack.
Right, because they took it off when the paramedics and whatnot. I guess that's how I ended up back on there. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. We got the exact harness or not.
Oh yeah, that was his because the other kids wouldn't have got home without it.
Oh, okay.
So no harness, no ride.
Oh, I see. They wouldn't have gone home.
Yeah, not by the bus.
I see. Because they have to have that to get on the bus or to get back on the bus to go home. They have to have that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Guys?
No, I know you said this wasn't too tight, and I may have missed what you were talking about.
Yeah, this harness is not tight on
This
you.
isn't tight.
No.
How about when you hook up the connect it?
Mm-hmm.
Did it seem tight?
Not at
Connected it to the seat. Now I know you said the young man, the child's mom, is Spanish speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Did she say anything in any type of English or broken English or anything about this being too tight?
No.
Okay, so did anybody?
They would point like no, or they kind of know where the driver sit. I mean, like I said, we from August to April, he been riding the same bus. So she, a lot of them or even get on the bus sometime or don't sit on by him or not by that one. Even if they can't, when it come to their kids, you're gonna get your point across. Mm-hmm. So the places I put them in, I think if they wouldn't have been adequate, she would have got it across. Oh. English or no English, don't put them there.
So I mean, she wasn't up there, not have understood what she was saying,
exactly.
saying, motioning, hey.
Not at all. She wouldn't have left. She would have.
That she thought you were, he might have been, strapped on too tight.
She probably dang near would have moved them herself. Because when it comes to your kids, you get a little bit more physical than other things.
All right. Did you get a full night's sleep last night?
Me?
Yeah. Before you started today at what time?
I was there at 6. I go to bed like a baby.
Okay. What time did you go to bed last night?
I was in bed by 8:30.
All right. So you got a full night's sleep then. So 8:30 to 6. Wow.
Well, not 6, but you got to get ready. I got up at 5.
5, so 5.
I got up to use the restroom, but
it's about 8, a little over 8.
Yeah, I sleep like a baby.
Okay. No drugs today? Medications?
No.
Any kind of from a doctor, from a dentist?
No.
Okay. Any illegal drugs? I'll ask you.
No.
All right.
Only thing I probably was gonna have after about later at night, I was gonna have me a little shot just to unwind, but that was about it.
Okay.
That's about it.
A shot of
maybe tequila or something.
Oh, did you have one last night?
No, I don't have none.
Oh, okay. No, that's what I'm asking. I got clear the air.
No, I don't have no problem with that. I don't have none.
Okay.
During the week, I don't even keep it, at the house.
All right. All right. We may have some more questions for you. The doctor might want us to ask some more questions. The doctor's working with the parents directly, but I don't think he's not probably gonna call you directly, so that's our job.
Probably don't have my number, so.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any questions for us?
Nah, I'm cool.
Any concerns?
Yeah, but I don't want to discuss that right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
You plan on working tomorrow?
No.
Take tomorrow.
Well, you got my number. Give me a call if you have any concerns. Throw by me. Down
I figured you guys would be calling me, so.
Yeah. Well, on stuff like this, sometimes, we'll report back and this is what we have. And then either the doctor or supervisor will say, okay, what about this? And we're like, oh, well, we didn't ask that question. More or less, something like this, we need to get a good history so we can decide what happened. It may have a lot to do with this case. It may have nothing to do with this case. I don't know the kid's history yet. I don't know what his medical conditions were prior to this. So it's just one of those things. And you're probably going to be talked to by your supervisors, of course. Are you going to do did you do a statement with them already? Did you talk with your supervisors about this already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's all we have. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Huh? I'll put it on a desk. I'll walk them out front.